Did someone attack him because he married someone at 9? Did the Meccans attack him when he was?
Nobody attacked him. The reason why
no one mentioned it, right?
Nobody attacked. Let me show you why. Because I'm telling you, it's false. Nobody attacked him because this hadith was not around during that time. Have you studied the hadith?
Yes.
Have you studied the hadith?
Yes.
Say wallahi, you studied the hadith. Okay. How many hadiths here in the Sahih collection talks about the age of Aisha?
I didn't study that hadith itself. I didn't study how many.
You didn't study that hadith. Okay, excuse me. Come on, please stop, man. Stop. Allow me.
Even if the hadith is not made up,
it
doesn't make it wrong, because at that time that was a cultural norm, and it wasn't just a norm in Arabia. Even here in England, they were marrying.
And this is the challenge I give Muslims, right? Show me another person in the time of the Prophet. Hold on, in the time of the Prophet who married at such a young age. You're denigrating your Prophet.
Exactly.
You're 100% denigrating the Prophet, and you want to attack me for saying no, the Prophet never married at the age of.
Society, those will change whatever society it is. But what I'm telling you to look at what is naturally the body is telling you, I am capable of reproducing it. Is what was going on.
Okay, let me just stop you there. A 9-year-old,
and it's the same,
especially in Arabia, was not capable of reproducing.
9 years.
9
She's
years?
not physical.
Go look up the age of when
she's not
when a woman
not
hits
ready.
puberty. When does a woman hit puberty?
Not capable.
Look that up.
Hold on.
Can you look that up for me?
Can I finish it? Yeah? Secondly, right? Because you don't have it actually, how can I put it, investigated. You've heard it and you've accepted it, right? Has anybody here actually studied this situation or this topic? I'm just asking you, I want to carry on.
Because I know the attacks will come.
Which woman? His first wife was for girls, puberty generally starts earlier for girls, some between 8 and 13. What was the age I gave you about Aisha? What was the age I gave you?
Hold on. We have to look at the customs.
People are trying to find faults.
You understand? We can't look at it from today through the prism that we're looking at the world today. You understand? Certain cultures, especially where we come from in Africa, sometimes women will mature very early. You understand? They will mature. I personally, my own smaller daughter, started menstruating when she was 9 years old. Now, I'm not saying that she was physically ready for marriage, because evidently she was. But there's some females that are physically ready. That's what he had was a lead. You understand what I'm saying?
Especially
so,
can I read?
Case in question. It's all subjective to the individuals in that particular situation.
I'm with you. I just want to address his point real quickly, right? So I want to go back to this. This is in Sahih Bukhari, and you can basically read this, okay? Narrated Aisha, I used to play with the dolls in the presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's apostle used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, but the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. Okay? It says here in brackets, the playing with the dolls and similar images is forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at that time, as she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. Okay?
Did you hear what I said?
Okay. So
the marriage was given to her, she was given to her. But the marriage was not consummated until she was 9, because she did not hear that.
This right now is in Medina. This right here is roughly 2 years after the Hijri to Medina.
Brother, be quick.
When was the marriage consummated?
Brother,
supposedly when she was 9 years old. According to the Hadith. Supposedly. She's living in the Prophet's house. She has already consummated marriage. She's playing with dolls.
3 years that she didn't consummate.
You can't challenge the man because the man will lead them kind of life back in the time. That is the whole set of life back then.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It doesn't make it right though. It doesn't make it right though. It wasn't. It was right then. It was wrong then. It was wrong then and it's wrong now.
I'm not a Muslim.
So based on what you remember you said,
if it wasn't, my subject,
Because he played with technology hasn't reached
that
puberty.
you're one of those
I'm telling you what it
guys
says. I'm reading to you what it
Did
says.
the words puberty come? Did it say she did not reach puberty?
No, I'm asking.
Excuse me.
I'm asking.
Whether it says that or not, that's not the issue.
Aisha, at that time, as she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty.
That doesn't no big deal, brother. That's not big
She was
deal.
married to him.
Yeah, she married him and she's the main woman for the man. She's the main. She was after he gone.
And what I'm saying to you, what I'm,
was the marriage?
listen to what I'm saying to you, yeah? I'm saying this stuff right here is false. This is denigrating and belittling your prophet.
It's not.
False.
It's not.
I'm telling you it's false.
No, sir, it's not.
But anyways,
It's
but
not.
if you want to believe it and believe that your prophet had sex with a 9-year-old who hadn't
No,
yet
no,
reached
no, no, no,
puberty, that's down to
Me,
you.
I'm not a
I
Muslim.
don't care.
But I tell you right now, say what this man just said right now. No disrespect.
No,
to you,
no,
sir.
no problem,
disrespect to you.
no problem.
What you just said right now don't make sense.
All right, teach.
Okay, let me
Teach
say what.
also.
Okay,
Go, Joe.
here what now. This is a people back in a time where they had freedom. You know, sometimes some people die young. You know, and most of them have many wives. Why? To procreate, to bring forth kids, to work on a farm, to deal with their business and deal with
100%.
things. So the man is a product of his environment.
Okay, can I stop you there?
Huh?
Can I stop you there?
Hold on before you stop me there. The man is a product of his environment. And that has something to do with the message that the man brought. Focus on the message and allow the man, because the man them I said that the man them marry a little girl or something. Listen,
No.
if you go to Africa,
Yeah, no problem.
If you go to
Uncle,
Africa,
Uncle,
Yeah?
bear with me. I want to just address your point before we go somewhere else, yeah?
All right.
Uncle, you said that he was a product of his environment, right?
Yeah, it's a product
All
of his
right.
environment.
So this
yes.
means that this was a cultural norm at the time, right?
he married an older woman. The first wife he married was an old woman.
Stop. And this is the challenge I give Muslims, right? Show me another person in the time of the prophet. Hold on, in the time of the prophet who married at such a young age, 10 years of age.
Did someone attack him?
Hold on.
Did someone attack him because he married someone at 9? Did the Meccans attack him when he was?
Nobody attacked him. The reason
No
why
one mentioned him, right?
nobody
Nobody
attacked.
was-
Let me show you why. Because I'm telling you it's false. Nobody attacked him because this hadith was not around during that time.
It was in 200.
I'm telling you something. Listen to what I'm saying, yeah? This hadith came much later on. The people of Medina never heard of this before.
When did it come?
It came roughly 150 years
Okay,
afterwards.
did someone attack him because of this? 150 years after?
Before.
Wait, after.
Brother, the Medians themselves, yeah, rejected the hadith. They said, no, this is not what our prophet did. They rejected it
Why did
themselves.
they reject it? Can you prove it?
We have to go into this.
No, you have to prove it.
Check out my video, yeah? There's a video online I've done called The Age of Aisha, right? Okay, what the scholars won't tell you. Hold on. All the sources
Qualifies you to speak about
I have a brain.
No, but have you studied
No,
this
that's what
Islamic law?
qualifies
Have
me.
you studied
That's
Islamic law?
that's what qualifies me, a brain.
You don't even know.
That's what
Islamic law.
qualifies you.
don't know-
That's what qualifies
you. Don't know
you,
science of
a
hadith.
brain.
You don't even know science of hadith.
Go and watch the video and see if I don't know the science of hadith.
You can't say this hadith is right or this hadith
Brother,
is
let me show you how silly you
can't
are. Let me show you how silly you
you
are.
cannot
Have you studied the
authenticate
hadith?
Yes.
Have you studied the hadith?
Yes.
Say wallahi, you studied the
Wallah, I
hadith.
said it to you.
Okay, how many hadiths here in the Sahih collection talks about the age of Aisha?
I didn't study that hadith itself. I didn't study how many.
You didn't study that hadith.
Okay, excuse me.
Come on, please stop, man. Stop. Allow me.
If you study
Allow me.
that, you tell me now.
You don't know. Go and watch my video. Go watch my video.
You tell me now.
Listen, go watch my video.
You tell me how
Go
many.
watch my video.
You tell me how many.
Brother,
Don't waste my time.
Brother, how old was the wife?
Just change this video and you see it.
How old was the first wife? How old was the first wife? 67.
Yep.
Stayed in her parents'
I'm telling you. Yeah, of course. And
Bro,
that
I
was
mentioned one thing. Yeah, I mentioned one thing.
And later.
I asked him.
She having the
I asked him.
real
If it was, I asked him.
How old was the Ethiopian woman?
Excuse me. Character assassination.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
When do we know when the age of puberty a woman is?
When?
Wait, what's the age range?
So the age.
Yeah, when a girl hits puberty.
No, that's not reaching the age of puberty. That's when the menarche starts. That's when puberty begins. That's not reaching the age of
He was a
puberty.
madman.
Does that make sense?
That's the
Yeah, but no one attacked him because of this.
Once the menstrual, we considered a woman.
No, it's not. That's not what Arabian culture is, and that's not what Islamic law talks
So
about. No.
today,
That's false.
he
Then
tried
I'd have to brush up on that.
In the 21st century, after
Mohammed, yeah? Nice
You
meeting
know
you.
Moses.
I can have a simple
Moses.
conversation.
You know Moses after he came out of
Who never
after he came out of
existed.
Egypt, when he was in the jungle. You know, say God gave Moses one Ethiopian woman to marry. And that Ethiopian woman, we don't know whether she's a teenager. We don't know whether she's an old woman. But what we know, no, bro, let's be realistic. But what we know, according to the Bible and other sources, the Ethiopian woman, they fought Moses' sister, Mariam. She was fighting against that Ethiopian girl that Moses married because she's black. And Moses, you know what happened to her? That Miriam turned into a leper. She was struck down with
never
leprosy.
existed anyway.
Who tell you say Moses never
Moses never existed. Those are mythological people. They just
So Muhammad didn't
invented.
exist anyway.
I don't know about Muhammad.
Isaiah didn't exist anyway. Zechariah didn't exist anyway. Tell them you see, I'm not a Muslim though. I let you know that right now.
That's what I'm saying.
But I want to know that
they're
character
fighting for
assassination. It's not us. Apart
So
from
you're
that,
fighting for that.
yes,
Don't
they
be
said the man was
upset
a
when
madman.
other people outside of
They
your
didn't
own
say some pedophile.
and they cause
They didn't call him a
your
pedophile.
problem.
Never.
Like you can't be
But they
upset
said that he
when
was
you're
a
giving that
madman. They said
narrative
that he was
out.
demon speaking in his ear. That was what they were saying. That all that his message, his surah, they say it was demons telling him that. That was what they accused him for. And that was how they persecuted them, that some of them had to run to Abyssinia. But they wanted to kill him. They wanted to kill his followers. And when they went to Abyssinia, and Abyssinia was a Christian kingdom them time there, and then that's when they revealed.
And the Jassi.
So,
You cannot drown the fish. Yeah. You cannot.
so let's say
cannot drown the
why my brother, why are you emphasizing on the age of that girl that they give to the man? Which
No,
is
but
a
you know
culture?
why. You know why. You know why he's trying to emphasize it.
No, I don't know.
It's character assassination.
Because
Now look.
Jesus was
Look,
saying
hold
himself
on,
prophet.
my brother.
Patience, go ahead.
What did the Arabs of Mecca and Medina say about Muhammad and Aisha?
She was present in the Battle of Badr.
Nothing.
What do you mean?
Did they say that? Did they
Brother,
hold on,
you know,
on this point?
I know you.
Did they try to character assassinate him on this point?
Okay.
Would they say it?
Brother, can I talk now?
Yes, you can.
Yeah?
That's my question. Please address that question.
All right. So now I'm gonna have to go back because
No.
I'm gonna have to go back because quite possibly.
Specific question.
I hear you, my brother. So in order for me to address it, I need to go backwards, right? Because quite possibly you wasn't here at the beginning, right? At the beginning, they were claiming that I'm attacking Islam by criticizing, certain hadiths and so forth, right? I'm saying that the Prophet never married Aisha at the age of 9 years.
He's the one saying
age,
it.
basically. I'm not saying that is the. Stop, my brother.
And there's
Stop.
a video to prove that.
Stop. I'm saying, I'm actually trying to honor your prophet and say he never did such an act, right? And I'm saying, as Muslims, who don't research and don't investigate hadiths, you are making your prophet, you're denigrating your prophet.
Exactly.
You're 100% denigrating the prophet, and you want to attack me for saying no, the prophet never married at the age of 9. Like, come on, allow me, brother. I'm not telling you that your prophet married at the age of 9 years old.
He's
You know what I'm saying?
saving you.
I'm trying to save you. I don't know about 3 hours. I'm saving you. Trust me, I'm saving you. Hold on. Let me show you. I done 2 videos.
There's a video of
I done 2
saying
videos
that.
about 1 hour long, 3 hour long, going through the science of hadith, right?
Facts.
Collating all of the hadiths and showing you how it's daif, how it's weak. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How it's weak. It's not an authentic hadith. It's not mutawatir. It's not aziz. It's not mashur. It's nothing. It's ahad. It's
What are you saying
gharib.
this for? Do you
See
know
what I'm
what
saying?
the terminology he used? You know what it is?
Brother, it doesn't matter.
No, it does.
Brother,
It does.
doesn't
No, it does.
But you understand.
I do. I understand.
You
I
understand.
why he's a
But you know what?
I agree because I've seen the video.
And I want to make sure that you
What's
understand.
mutawatir?
Whatever that is.
It don't matter.
Whatever it is.
Whatever that is, yeah.
Brother, let's not sidetrack. Brother, let's not
Anyway,
sidetrack.
focus on him.
Let's not
Focus on
sidetrack,
him. Focus on
So
him.
I'm not telling you that these things. I'm telling you I went for a 3 hour long, 2 videos, 3 to 4 hour long,
made a video, that's why
showing
we-
you that the hadith is weak, right? It's not something that's sahih, all right? So somebody has put this out there, and I'm telling you, like, Ralph, like throw that shit away, fam, because other people, like you say, your EDL and Tommy Robbins,
They'll use this.
They're using it, against you guys. To say that your prophet's a pedophile. I'm trying to say honor your prophet, investigate
No
it,
doubt.
and realize that it's false.
No doubt. But what I would say this.
But the message
You
itself
have to
is not-
realize.
What about the message itself?
And the reason why I agree with him because I've seen the videos him saying
What I would
that.
say myself is you have to realize when you're addressing Muslims, there's different levels.
Of course.
You understand? There's people that don't know jack and they will talk. You understand? And there's people that are learned and they don't get to impart what's important
100.
and what's logical and what's rational. And most of the talkers, you understand? Some of them they have no evidence for what they're saying. Emotion. You understand?
Yes, that's a problem.
Pure emotion.
When you go to the mosque, sir, tell your fellow Muslims to hold on their emotions and read. The angel, the first word the angel told the prophet, the first word he heard is read. But they don't want to read.
They call it ikra.
Yeah, they don't want to read. They just want the emotion. Emotion. Read, and then they become knowledge. And the knowledge will free them from
Islam,
all that, you know.
it can make a man emotional in terms of spiritual emotion, but it's not based upon a man's emotions. It's not. It's not based upon people's emotions or people's desires or people's culture.
And brother, you know what? And as for that marrying at a young age, the Christians who are practicing, not Jesus or his generation, the Christians who are practicing that practice, it's a Middle Eastern tradition, you know. It's an Eastern tradition.
You know, when we're talking about numbers,
there was one Christian.
I don't know about that. You have to provide your evidence.
Look,
yeah, I will.
Okay, look. Pre-colonialism, before the Europeans came with their colonization and their ideas and their cultures and their so-called standards, who in Africa said that you can only marry when you pass a certain age? Was it a number or was it puberty?
So different ethnicities, different cultures had their set, you know, for example, my culture, we had something where you had coming. I'm from Nigeria, Grenada. Yeah. So we have something when you got coming of age. So generally during puberty, like girls may receive like, you know, fertility beads, certain things, like there's certain practices that goes on, right? But even then you weren't able to marry. You had to wait another few years where you can be economically like sound, where you can marry another person.
My point was it connected to a number?
It wasn't connected to a number. It was connected more to a person.
Because what you
It's connected to a person reaching the age where they are responsible and they're not being dependent upon somebody else.
No number. But normally women in those cultures depended upon men.
What I mean by, let me clarify then, right? Let me clarify. Like somebody doesn't need to like wipe your bum. Like you can handle yourself, right? You can, you know, cook, you can clean, you can be the person you want to be.
These numbers, these random numbers we get nowadays, 18, 16, 21, where did they come from? Who gave us these numbers?
Society, we constructed numbers.
So now, when we're talking about society and societal norms, what was a norm in other societies? Yeah. So we can't look at the world today and use the norms of today,
of course,
to judge other people and other people's societies.
Of course, and that's
what was normal and wasn't normal. What wasn't normal?
In my video, I touched on this, right? I said I utilize an emic approach, meaning that I'm not going to judge like you know, the Arabian culture based upon our ideals of today. I'm not going to go retrospective. I'm going to go to the ideals of the culture of the time, right? And I'm going to try to find whether this was a social norm. Were people getting married at the age of 9? And I scoured all the hadiths that I could possibly find. There is no hadiths that say people were marrying at such an age.
And that's the second time.
I went through the Prophet's own daughters themselves, right? Prophet married at the age of 25. His nephew Ali married at the age of 21. His daughters, Ruqya, Zainab, Kulthum, all these individuals married roughly 17, 18 years of age.
Married Umar at a very young age.
No, I'm not talking about, that's his granddaughter, and that's something else. That's something else.
She did marry at a very young age.
That's something.
Umar, right?
That's something else. That's something else. That's something else.
When I don't know, I tell you I don't know.
Yeah.
You understand?
So
I don't know.
So we went through the cultural norms, to find that this wasn't a cultural,
okay, but
a cultural practice.
With that being said, okay, let's move the tangent of the conversation slightly.
Yeah.
Are we going to say that Muhammad is not a prophet?
That's not the topic of conversation.
That's the
It's not a topic of conversation.
But it depends on how his followers handle the emotion.
If you want to start a new conversation, we can do that.
If we look at the message the man delivered, peace be upon him, and all he did the prophets, the message is similar. If you look at the 10 Commandments that Moses gave to the Beni Israel.
But before you do that, are we satisfied with the age of Aisha? Before we go on to another topic, are we all satisfied, or are you going to do something?
Brother, even that 10 Commandments is saying it's just part. They just took it out of the moretical
laws. Before we go there,
the moretical laws.
Before we go there, before we go there, I just want to make sure that we're all cool. We're all cool.
If we go into
is everybody okay? Age of Aisha, are we done with this?
Kalam was defending that on the previous videos.
Let me know. Are we done on the age of Aisha?
Sir, so you know, even you say you're from Nigeria, but even in Nigeria, don't you know that sometimes they give some man, say an elder man, some man, he might be 60-year-old, they might give him before, when the girl is still in primary school, they might bequeath. They might bequeath her to a man, so that she's going to be married to such a man.
Yeah.
When she comes of age, it's a cultural thing. But when you come
you can't just throw it on the Arabs or Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You can't just do that. That's not
it's a product. That's what you're saying.
Anyway, let's move away from that.
Yeah. Remember what I'm saying? I'm saying that hadith is made up. That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I agree with
you. You just want to bring the topic and always want to talk about it.
I don't know.
I'm trying to move away from the topic right now. Like you're just there heckling, man. Like it's all right, man. It's all right. We're having a grown-up conversation.
Even if the hadith is not made up, it doesn't make it wrong, because at that time that was a cultural norm, and it wasn't just a norm in Arabia. Even here in England, they were marrying.
We've been through it, and I'll say to you, produce your evidence. Produce your evidence. Produce your evidence. Listen to what I'm saying first. Listen to what I'm saying. Before you continue, listen to what I'm saying, right? During the lifetime of the Prophet, show me where this was a cultural norm.
He's just telling you now.
No, that is after the Prophet. That's after the Prophet. Show me during the lifetime.
Let me say something. Hold on.
How long after was it?
Hold on.
That shouldn't be
Again.
Tell him to tell the story of Ali's daughter.
Again, listen.
Umar married.
What you find is
With the culture changing.
there was not many scribes.
So you're saying that it changed in 10 years.
And I'm even saying that narration that you're actually giving right now is actually da'if. It's not even.
Based on what?
Okay. Sure. Where you getting that from? Where you getting that information?
No, 1 second.
No, I'm asking you. Where you getting that information?
What grounds do you say it's life? You just said
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Tell me, how is it
I'll show you. Yeah, because you're making the claim first.
No, because you.
Okay, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm going to show you. I'm gonna show you.
Callum.
Okay,
Let me
show
what
you.
scientific qualifications do you have to say a hadith is life?
Okay, he's gonna show you.
No, you have to.
No, he does.
Okay, he's gonna show you.
Number one,
Exactly. And I saw the video too. And I saw the video. Brother, okay, you said
brother.
you brought hadith, right?
If I may.
I'll give him the hadith.
Hold on.
Let him read the hadith.
No.
Let him read the hadith.
He can't read Arabic.
This is the whole point.
He can't read Arabic.
Callum, this is the hadith. Can you read it?
I'm not even going to entertain that, right? I'm not even going to entertain it.
You can't even read the hadith.
Okay, I can't.
How can you say hadith is da'if?
Okay. So now
You can't even read hadith and he's saying hadith is da'if.
no problem.
Callum,
tell him to go and watch the video.
Good night.
Why are you running away?
I'm not running away.
Why are you running away?
I'm just saying good night.
Running away.
I'm not speaking to someone who can't even read Arabic and he's saying hadith is da'if.
Brother.
You can't even say hadith is da'if.
We're asking you to provide something sahih. Provide something sahih. Is that sahih?
Go read the hadith.
Is that sahih?
I'm not going to say
I'm asking you a question. Is that sahih?
I'm not going to say
No, I'm asking you a question.
It's okay. Read the hadith.
Is it sahih?
Read the hadith.
Is it sahih?
Read the hadith.
Is it sahih?
Ask him if he knows the science of the ilm al-rijal.
He doesn't.
He can't even speak Arabic,
I know, but just ask him.
The man can't even speak Arabic.
Ask him what it means.
What is ilm al-rijal?
He claims to know.
Just one
What is ilm
question.
al-rijal?
Is this sahih? Is this
What is
hadith
ilm al-rijal?
sahih? Is this
No, but
hadith
listen,
sahih?
he knows what ilm al-rijal is. There's
According
no
to
point
history,
discussing any
exactly.
further.
Is the hadith
No,
sahih?
exactly. No
Because
point.
then he
Is
won't
the
know
hadith
what
sahih?
he won't know
Is the
what is
hadith
sahih
sahih?
and what is daif. He
That
won't know.
is exactly why I said good night. I'm leaving.
Rijal.
Because I'm not going to waste my time with someone who can't even speak Arabic.
Anyways, why am I even getting sidetracked? Why am I even getting sidetracked?
We should be discussing about the message. We shouldn't be discussing about
I
whether
don't
the
even know.
man
I don't even know why I'm getting sidetracked.
But that's
this
not
and
what
that.
getting it.
you're
People
saying
will stray away from the message. That's why I say, is Muhammad a prophet or not?
Happened
I'm not speaking about
I
how
would say it's a prophet, but that's marriage situation. That marriage situation.
A girl, not a
So
woman.
it was custom. It happened.
The Jews and the
Customary
Christians are using this to
happen,
get
yes.
to you
But
guys.
not sexual
No, I know that.
consummation.
I know that.
But you guys
I'm
now
not looking at
you guys go and do research and stop just focusing on prayer and research and read. But
let's
Muslims don't want to read.
I like having one
I said to you, there's
conversation.
different levels amongst the Muslims.
I just want to figure out if he knows if it's sahih or not.
You understand?
Is this
I need
sahih?
to figure out if you know Arabic or not.
Okay. Is it sahih?
No, but he
read
doesn't.
that
He
hadith.
doesn't.
Is it
That's
sahih?
it.
Is it
If you
sahih?
can't read
Yes
the
or no?
hadith, I'm not going to discuss this.
Okay.
I can't even discuss
Okay.
this
Is it
hadith.
sahih? Yes or no?
I cannot discuss.
No. All right. Cool.
How do you,
All right, cool.
How do you know it's not
Cool.
sahih?
Cool.
How do you know? How do you know?
How do you know it's
I've
not
studied
sahih?
it. That's why.
In what language?
What
This
language?
is the point, brother.
I've studied
This is the
it
point.
in Arabic and I've studied it in English. There you go.
You know Arabic.
I know.
You know Arabic?
I know.
Let him read the hadith in Arabic.
I don't need to prove nothing like that to you.
No, not prove.
Because right now they're sidetracking.
No, I
It's
want
okay.
to know that you can read Arabic.
I don't care if that's what you want to know. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
He's saying there is custom and historical evidence for women to be married at a young age.
That is not my point. He's saying to us,
Your distraction.
Stay on point. Is not sahih.
He knows he's not sahih. He knows he's not
So
sahih.
I'm saying to him, how do you determine what is sahih, what is da'if, what is hasan?
Okay, let's say
How do you,
let's say
if you don't know Arabic,
English, let's say in
Probably
English,
read-
let's say in
probably
English.
read the
How
words
do you
from
know
somebody
hadith
else.
al-sahih?
in English.
موضوع in English. Go on.
I don't have time for that to play games with you. Yeah.
Well,
I want to know.
Listen to what he has to say. Listen.
I want to know. Yeah. Can you be honest right now? Is that sahih?
No.
Is it sahih?
The question
Is it
is,
sahih? Is it sahih?
Go on.
I'm asking you. Is it sahih?
Go and read it.
I'm asking you. Is it sahih?
Read it.
I'm not going to read it. Is it sahih?
Because you can't read it, right?
Okay, I can't read it. Is it
You
sahih?
can't even read Arabic.
All right. Is it sahih?
I'm not going to discuss with you if you can't
Is it
even read
sahih?
Arabic. I'm not going to discuss
The
with you.
hadith is there. It says Sahih there.
It says sahih. Where?
This hadith is narrated by Bukhari in his Sahih.
If it wasn't sahih, it wouldn't be in Bukhari.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be in
Where? I
Bukhari.
can't read it.
هذا الحديث رواه البخاري. This hadith is narrated by Bukhari in his
No,
Sahih.
ask him
From
about
five
Bukhari.
Yeah, go
of
on.
his sheikhs. Five of his sheikhs.
Keep on reading. Keep on reading. Which hadith is that?
This is the hadith.
ما له داعي والله ما له
Yeah,
داعي.
read it. Read
Hadith
it.
Aisha and the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet,
ما له داعي.
married her and she was 6 years old.
Awesome. Awesome. You know? Awesome.
Married
Awesome.
her,
Awesome.
the-
Awesome. Awesome.
the contract.
Do you know what just happened right now?
Yes.
Be quick.
He's just been caught. He's just been caught lying and trying to deceive.
On what? Based on what? Okay, you laughing. You're all laughing. Laughing on what? Laughing on what?
Deal with this.
Laughing on what?
We were just talking about Kulthum,
No,
right?
no,
We were talking about Kulthum,
Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
and then you wanted to bring up a hadith on Aisha.
No.
Is that not deception, brother?
No.
Is that not
That is over
deception?
here. That is over here.
Is that not deception?
That is over here. That is over here.
Come on, man. That's cool. Come on, this is why I don't even want to entertain
That
you.
hadith he was said was sahih. Is it the hadith he was talking about? Is it
No, that's not the hadith.
There you go.
That's not the hadith, my brother. That's not the hadith.
Which one?
He brought up something else.
I'm not on about him. I'm on about the hadith this man
Hadith
broke.
that he married her when she was 6 and then
No problem. That's
So now,
That's Sahih? So you just said it's not Sahih.
of course. No,
You just said it's not Sahih.
no, I'm talking about Kulthum.
No, just like it's
no, you said
You
that
just
one
said
was
that
not
hadith is
sahih.
not Sahih.
You said that one wasn't
he
sahih.
married her when she was 6 and then they consummated the marriage at
You just said
9.
it's Sahih now, right?
Okay, would you like me to explain now? All right. So that hadith is in.
No, but it's on camera.
Yeah, because remember,
said it's not Sahih.
we jumped.
No,
So,
no.
my brother,
What you
listen,
said was-
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, yeah? I asked the question, yeah? Listen to what I said. I asked the question, yeah? Show me somebody else inside of the Arabian culture, yeah, during the lifetime of the Prophet, that married at a young age, right? And stop. He said Kulthum, right? Yeah? And I'm saying, okay, that's, his granddaughter, whatever the case is, no problem, right? He's saying that hadith of her marrying at a young age is sahih. And I said, no, it's not sahih. It's not sahih at all. I said that's sahih.
You said it's.
And then he said, show me. He's like, and so forth. And then he brought up a hadith about Aisha.
No.
We've already spoken about
You
Aisha.
disagreed.
We know that it's
No, no.
found. We know that it's found
I
in the Sahih
mentioned-
Sitter. No problem. We know that already. So let's not bring that up again. Like that's you just jump back into another
Which hadith were
conversation.
you referring to?
So the hadith I was referring to was Kulthum.
No, a
married-
while ago you said the hadith was da'if, so you were trying to save us.
Yeah.
You understand?
So-
Which hadith were you talking about? The Aisha one?
Okay, so-
Radiallahu an, or
Listen to what I'm saying. Now we're going to jump back into this one, right? So we realize we're having a separate conversation now, yeah? So the separate conversation that we had prior, like 20 minutes ago prior, right? I said that, about Aisha, yeah? I said I have personally investigated that hadith, right? It is found Aisha 6, 9 years old and so forth, right? 6 or 7, 9 years old and so forth, right? I've investigated that one, right? And that particular hadith, originated roughly around 150 years after the Prophet's time.
Like all other hadiths.
Let me finish. Let me finish, right? Now it's found within inside of the Sahih Sitter. Okay? Do you know the Sahih Sitter?
yes, I'm aware. I know.
Yeah. So you know.
Not the Sahih Sitter.
Yeah. So the 6 books, is in there. Yeah. It's even in other books as well, right? But let's just keep it.
I don't know if it's in the 6. I'm taking your word for
All right.
it. I don't know.
It's in the 6 except from one. Except for
That's
one.
fine.
From Tamidi. Okay. It's in there.
Okay.
Yeah. All of them except from Tamidi. Right. And it's also in Ahmed ibn Hanbal. It's also in the Musnad of Abdul Razzaq and so forth, right? So, anyways, yeah. So, according to the standards of hadith, it should be considered da'if. It should, but for some strange reason, I'm going to give you the reason why. But for some strange reason, it's included in the Sahih hadith, right? Now, the reason why it should be considered da'if is because the Prophet himself never said that he married at the age of 9 years old, right? Aisha, I'm going to show you. Let me continue. Brother, I'm continuing, right? That is part of the reason. Let me just finish off why it's da'if, right? Aisha herself doesn't say it, right? Aisha doesn't say it. Let me get I want to hear
there is one that Aisha said. عن خالته عائشة. عن عائشة.
No problem.
Okay.
Let me continue so I can let me continue so you can understand why, yeah? Anyway, so Prophet Aisha.
No, Aisha said it.
Calm down for a hot second, yeah? Then it goes through the chain of brother, have some patience with me, right? I love it. Be patient. Then it goes through Urwa, okay, her nephew, yeah? And supposedly Urwa is now narrating this, right? And saying that the Prophet he's just saying that the Prophet married her at the age of 9 years of age, right? He doesn't say that Aisha said this. He's not saying on the authority of Aisha or I heard this from Aisha. He's not saying I was informed by Aisha, nothing like that. Oh, I heard it from Aisha. He didn't say that at all. He's just saying something, right? So according to the science of belief, that would be considered to be mursal, right? It's loose, it's not connected. You see what I'm saying? Then later on down in the chain, right? Somebody does something.
Ask about Bukhari's criteria of accepting or rejecting narrations.
Okay.
At all the levels. At all the levels.
Some two errors because
at all the levels.
No problem, right? Uncle.
Sorry, can you beat the bit?
Sorry?
Can you repeat the bit about the mursal?
So so it's mursal because when Urwa was narrating it doesn't say that he heard it from Aisha, right? So therefore it's disconnected, right? Okay. Then later,
he says it in there.
Come on, let me finish. Then later on, down the line in different chains, there's a form of tadlis that's going on where somebody else in the chain now says or now links Aisha to it. So on the authority of Aisha from Urwa. You see what I'm saying? So somebody now inserts that in there. So some of these hadiths are now saying, oh, Aisha said this, but in reality, Aisha never said it. You see what I'm saying? Are you with me?
You're basically defining what a mursal hadith.
Sorry?
You're basically saying that the hadith is mursal.
Yes, mursal, yes.
And this is the hadith of Aisha marrying at the age of 9.
Yeah.
So based on that, you reject that hadith. Is that what you're saying?
Based upon that, I think that most Muslims would consider it to be da'if, according to the science of hadith.
So
unless there is something that connects it.
You do realize that the marasil of...
Unless
I have to just check this.
Unless there's another chain that strengthens it, it's considered to be weak.
Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, Imam Nawawi, they went, and other scholars of hadith, they did follow up on the marasil of Bukhari. You are right that some hadith, can't remember if this particular hadith is the mursal or not, but there are hadith that are marasil in Bukhari. For example, the hadith of prohibition of
not a mursal hadith. It's not a mursal
but
hadith.
even if it is, there are scholars who followed up and realized that when Bukhari actually did have the full chain, he didn't maybe mention the full chain, but he had the full chain. So they did do, they did تتبعوا المراسيل. They went ahead and chased the marasil, and they checked that actually, the Bukhari's marasil, even though they are marasil, which you would normally say they are da'if, they have been checked.
This hadith is not mursal. Why? Because Hisham ibn Urwa is the nephew of Aisha.
No, Hisham ibn Urwa is not.
He's not the nephew?
No.
Is he Bukhari
credible or not? He's not the nephew?
No, he's not.
He's not the son of Asma?
Is he credible?
He's not the son of Asma bint Abi Bakr?
No.
What do you think? You don't know your hadith. He doesn't know Urwa ibn Zubayr.
You said, listen what you said, yeah? Listen what you said. You said Hisham ibn Urwa is the nephew of Aisha. I said, wrong, you're wrong, right? Urwa is. Awesome. So correction, right? Correction.
Take that back.
You don't know nothing.
So now let me show you.
Urwa ibn Hisham ibn Urwa is the son of Urwa, is the son of Aisha's nephew.
Okay.
Yeah?
Anyways, let me just show you
Did
something.
he-
Let me
did
show
he-
you
did
why
he-
it's mursal.
but did he meet-
Would you like to
did
see
he
it?
meet Aisha?
The hadith?
No,
Would you like to see the hadith?
But did he meet Aisha?
He met Aisha.
Huh?
Would you like to see the hadith?
Well, it's there.
The hadith is right here. Look. Narrated Hisham's father. Khadija died. Blah 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't say that Aisha narrated this. It says Hisham's father,
Yes.
which is Urwa,
Yeah.
narrated this.
Yes, and
Right?
what did he
Therefore, it's made what? Mursal, because it's not coming from Aisha herself, is it?
No.
Let me show you another one. Narrated Urwa. Right? Now, if it was narrated like this, look, narrated Aisha, and then it's got Urwa in the chain, then it's got Hisham in the chain, then that is connected. You see what I'm
would you
saying?
like to show it to the
But
camera as well?
the other two
So that they can
is
see.
not connected. Mursal. Not connected.
He narrates it from Urwa.
Sorry?
He narrates it from Urwa.
Who?
Hisham.
Hisham narrates it from Urwa, yes.
Okay, and so Urwa met Aisha.
Of course.
Then the hadith is not mursal.
Really?
Because
Really?
what makes it mursal
Really?
is when the tabi'i says the Prophet said this or the Prophet did this. What he's saying Aisha did this and he met Aisha. So it is not mursal because he met the person who is engaged in the actual practice.
Okay.
If he were to say the Prophet married Khadija,
Okay.
then that becomes a mursal because he didn't meet Khadija or the Prophet. You see?
Brother, let me show you something, right?
It's actually a very good point.
Let me show you something. Let me
should
show you
end
something.
there.
Let me show you something, right? Let me show you something. Right.
You study science hadith, by the way.
Let me show you something, right? All right. So I've met you, right? All right. You know what my man said to me? I don't even want to do that. No, stop. I don't even want to be bad man. I don't even want to be bad man. I don't want to be bad mind, yo. I don't want to be bad man. Let me not do that, right? But the fact is, yeah, just because you've met a person doesn't mean that person has transmitted something
What
to
is
you.
the condition of Bukhari when he narrates?
Does that make sense? Does that make sense, right?
Bukhari
Does that make
has
sense?
conditions.
Because I've met you, right? There's many of scholars that have met other scholars, right? But they've never they don't say I'm transmitting from this person because I never received that hadith or hadith from them. You see what I'm saying?
So has Hisham,
So it's still mursal.
Hisham narrated anything from Aisha?
Yes.
So that means he's
No,
not-
sorry.
No, so he's not just.
Urwa has narrated from Aisha, yes.
So it doesn't mean that he just met her. He met her and he narrated from her.
Okay, so
That's the difference.
listen.
And Bukhari has conditions in his when he narrates. He
Yep.
had conditions which is a bit stronger than Muslims' conditions. Is that he doesn't make a condition of just meeting. Condition that he also narrates from him.
Yeah.
So that makes it one of the conditions of Bukhari.
No, because Aisha never narrated this too. Does that make sense to you? Aisha never narrated this. He basically said this. And it's not me that's saying it's Mursal as well. It's not only me. You know who else is saying it's Mursal? Guess who else is saying it's Mursal? Ibn Kathir is also saying it's Mursal.
Put it on camera.
Dig with me, you feel me? So it's not just me alone. Like you can look at me and be like, oh look, this black boy, what does he know? He don't know this, he don't know this. But even your own scholars have actually admitted that it is Mursal. You dig what I'm saying?
Of course, they criticize.
You haven't studied it, but you're saying, how can you give a judgment on something that you haven't
Making
studied?
your own definition of Mursal right here.
But why is it that
You're making your own definition.
Why don't you talk about the message the man bring forward, like
you're making your own
the sunnah or whatever?
I'm giving you the definition of Mursal.
Sorry, I'm just
You guys don't talk about.
Do you not believe that Aisha married at that particular? Like, I don't understand. What's your premise?
Brother, how you doing?
I just came to the.
Huh? Yeah, no problem. Cool.
I came to the.
So yeah, what are we saying?
Aside from Mursal, obviously it's in Bukhari, and the Muslims have, the scholars you would have to admit have said that this hadith is authentic. Whether you think it's Mursal or it's not Mursal or whatever, it's almost consensus amongst the Ummah of Muhammad that say that Aisha married at that particular age.
Definitely.
Do you have a problem with that? Is that something that worries you?
Okay, I have a problem on it based upon the fact that if somebody comes and gives you information, right? One of the principles in Islam is that you should go and verify that information.
You didn't see what I just asked you.
Verify.
The vast majority of Muslim scholars,
I hear you.
including scholars of hadith, including Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani,
Yep.
who explained Sahih Bukhari,
Yep.
they consider this hadith as Sahih. Okay?
Of course, no
If you read
problem.
Fath al-Bari, this hadith is Sahih.
No problem. I'm with you.
But you are saying, no, I actually think I know more science of hadith than Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani.
But he's not bringing his own. But he's coming from somebody else. He's bringing other people's words.
When I say you, sorry, I don't mean you per se. I'm saying whoever you are copying and pasting
No,
from.
I'm not copying and pasting. This is my own original work.
And that's even worse.
Okay, Brother, you don't know me yet, but you want to just make these value judgments. All right, no problem. No problem. So, no, listen to what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, right? I'm saying I'm utilizing Islamic principles, right? If somebody brings...
You're not a scholar, though. I don't know, maybe you are, but I don't think you are a scholar.
Brother, how do you know? Please.
Are you a scholar?
Brother, please.
Let's just
Ask him. Ask knowledgeable. I would say he's knowledgeable.
Shut up and listen.
No, big man, he's knowledgeable.
Have you studied the usul? Have you studied the usul of fiqh, of hadith?
Please, brother, allow me, please, allow me, yeah? Okay. So now, I think both of us should agree with this, yeah? Because this is an ayah within inside of the Quran, right?
Okay.
Right? If somebody brings you something, brings you news or information, what's the first thing that you should do? Verify, right? So now, we've all been presented with this information, right? Should we not verify this information? All right. So now
I went to do straight away after you.
So no problem. All right. So let's if we could all work on verifying this information, right? I personally have investigated this, right, and I've come to my own conclusion, right? And I've given in my videos. If you choose to go into my videos and watch it on the age of Aisha, right? I go through the science.
Go to Titans TV.
I go through the science of Hadith.
Titans
with
TV.
everybody in there.
Check it out.
Everybody in there. All right. And we can see
Titans TV.
that Hadith
Check it out.
does not reach.
I have a hadith here.
No problem. You can.
Sayyidah Aisha says, "Tazawwajani Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He married me. She's speaking, not Urwa saying.
I hear you. And this is what I'm saying. Like I'm being redundant because I already like addressed this before, right? I've been just who is it from? Who's it from? Sorry. Go back through the isnad, please.
Is it Bukhari a Muslim?
No, yeah, go through the isnad, please.
There you go, Kalam. He watched the video. Well, he did watch the video.
Muslims and Islam from time Prophet Muhammad till today. Yes.
Distraction, brother. Like, go for this.
You don't need.
Standpoint.
Did Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani and the senior scholars of hadith, did they verify this hadith?
What they want to?
No, they verified.
I'll just say
So the great scholars of Islam verified who knew the principles of Islam that you claim to have recently discovered. They know the principles of Islam inside out, and they verified this hadith. Yeah, you said yes. I actually admire your honesty.
Can scholars be wrong?
No, but you don't understand.
Can they?
I'm asking you a question. Can scholars be wrong?
Of course.
Okay then. So after all of that, scholars can be wrong, right? Scholars can be wrong, right? So now you know what you should do? Yeah? Listen to the Quran. Listen to the Quran again. Listen to the Quran again. Yeah. Stop taking your scholars as lords or gods. Allow it, fam. Allow it.
Hey, give me this.
Yeah.
For the first time you quote from the Quran, not quoting from Hadith about the age of some little girl that then give to some
Quran
man.
doesn't say don't take your scholars. What does the Quran say?
Okay.
What does it say?
The Quran says the opposite. Says, "Is'alu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun."
Sorry?
The Quran don't. Oh, you know more than me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it will tell you to ask people that has knowledge. But I'm saying to you, don't depend upon them. Don't let them be your source. Don't let them be your rabbi. You see what I'm saying to you?
The Quran says,
don't put it in the discussion as if that's what he's trying to do.
No, he's not.
Kalan's giving tips, mate.
He really is.
Let me just summarize.
Because he brought it up as an authority. It's like, look. All these scholars, they must know more than you.
You know more than you.
So don't take them for what the Quran says.
But they could be wrong.
Don't take them for what's
We're not taking them. We're not taking them.
Put aside your emotions right now.
Because he said I didn't have supper around the sun. It's not, it is, I'm just using that as a yardstick.
Because these people are specialists in their field.
The special, the man that was saying that the earth was the center of the earth was specialist
It
in this
doesn't work like that
scientific
because the
thing.
hadith is different.
No, I'm just using that as a concept.
Scientific phenomenon. We're talking about people who've examined the chain. They've examined the chain.
Let me ask a question, yeah? Mursal hadith, yeah? Does a mursal hadith, is a mursal hadith according to the standards of Bukhari, right?
Not by,
Is it sahih or is it
I'm not talking
da'if?
about thing. I'm talking about this the scholars. So
It's da'if, right?
There can be some
Right?
chink of
Okay.
mistakes.
Like, could you come closer this way so we can have like our conversation?
Marasil al-Sahaba.
Your conversation.
Yeah? All right.
Marasil al-Sahaba, the mursals within the
So-
Sahaba
so-
are considered authentic.
Okay, so let me just stop you right there, right?
Let's follow what the Quran
See, why does it feel like different? Like the lighting just
I
goes
need to pray
crazy.
Maghrib. I need to pray Maghrib.
Okay, you need to pray my group, yeah?
You should as well. You should as well.
All right, no problem, no problem.
Oh, you're probably a Quran.
Yeah. Shit, that light is crazy, you know? All right, let me try to look away. Let me try to look away. All right. So yeah, quick wrap up. Yeah. I don't even know if I want to wrap this up yet. You know. Let me just see how I'm gonna wrap this up. All right.
No, show how you saved them, Kala. Come on, man.
All right. So wrap it up. This is what it is, right? This is what it is. Yeah. This is what it is. Yeah. We have like Muslims that's arguing against me, yeah, to telling me that I, you know, they want to throw out the claim that I'm an enemy of Islam. You know, like why am I always attacking Islam and all these things here? And I simply say I criticize Islam, I criticize ideologies, any ideology I would criticize it, right? Yeah. Right? And you know, the funny thing is, yeah, you guys, yeah, are the ones who are actually denigrating, yeah, and actually belittling your prophet, right? By making the statement that he slept with a 9-year-old, right? Anybody else here, like hears that, will say that man is a pedophile, right? There's a lot of Muslims that's converting to Islam, or a lot of human beings, a lot of people in general, yeah, are converting to Islam in prison. But the most nastiest person in prison is what? Let me ask you a question. Like, what is the most hated person in rapists? What else? A pedophile. A nonce. They call it the nonce. You see what I'm saying? The most hated person, yeah, is a pedophile. But at the same time, you're claiming that your prophet is a pedophile.
That's bad.
But then, yeah, I come into the equation, yeah, and I say to you, well, fam, you know what, yeah, like at least have a bit more honor for your prophet. At least investigate that hadith, right? Because you're giving everybody else fume, you know. You're saying like, oh, EDL, Tommy Robinson, whatever the case is, right? Yeah, they're calling your prophet a pedophile. Everybody's calling your prophet a pedophile.
Their prophet, yeah.
Their prophet a pedophile. Yeah. Why is that? Because you're saying that your prophet's a pedophile. You're saying something that did your prophet call him? Did your prophet say, I married a 9-year-old? No. Did Aisha say, the person who was involved supposedly, did she say I married him at 9 years old? No. Did the rest of the community say that happened? No. But yet you found this sole hadith, right? And in the whole like you know, how can I put it? The whole like strength of hadiths, right? There's like literally about 4 criteria. Right. 4 criteria. Yeah, there's a hadith that is mutawatir, which is like mad amounts of people in each generation has recited this, right? It doesn't reach that height. It doesn't reach that height right there. Is it mashur, where it's like about 3 people each generation recites this? Does it reach that point? No. It doesn't reach that point either. Does it reach the point of something called aziz, which is like 2 people of every generation narrates this?
So those are these are chains of narration,
chains of narration.
Okay.
Let me finish it real quickly.
Go ahead.
But guess what? It is the weakest of all hadiths. The absolute weakest is something called gharib, yeah, which means strange or like weird or like right. And it's even gharib nisbi, okay, meaning it's only in a particular location. Right. Yeah, these people narrate this only in this one particular location of this one particular person who narrates this, right? And you're just accepting this person's word over the rest of the Islamic world. In early Arabia, early Islam. I'm not saying later Islam. Islam now accepts it as like, yep, 9 years old, yep, he did it, yep, but you can marry 9-year-olds now. Like girls are dying because of this. You see what I'm saying? Girls are being damaged because of this. Because of a simple thing that you yourself couldn't pick up the hadith, right? And see like, hold on. According to the science of hadith, this doesn't reach the criteria to be what they consider to be sahih or authentic or true. It's something that's completely false. But they themselves haven't even taken the time out to do that. I take the time out to do it. Yeah, I'm the enemy of Islam.
And then you made a video saying that.
And I do a video and I'm showing you categorical proofs like
that it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Up to now, nobody wants to challenge me academically.
Right.
All they want to do is call me a liar, call me a snake, call me all different types of names, but deal with the information. And I'm doing you a favor. That's the worst thing about it. I'm tired of like other people calling your prophet a pedophile, and you're not getting all upset about it. Right. I'm like, you're doing them a favor. Let me do you a favor. Let me read this. Let me go and research this real quickly. Right? Okay. To be honest with you know who I watched? Yeah, I watched what's that guy's Masked Arab? Okay. The Masked Arab. He done a video called Pedophilia in Islam. Right. After I saw that, I was like, that hurt my heart. That troubled me. Do you know why it troubled me?
You felt you have to do.
You know why it troubled me?
Right.
Because I'm actually I'm rolling with a lot of Muslims, right? And I'm saying, yo, they not rolling with Islam. It sounds alright. It's just a few people over there.
Right.
But now when I read it, it seems as though like, bro, this is like something that the Muslim world actually accepts. It made me sick to my stomach. I asked a couple Salafi brothers, like, yo, let's talk about this. They didn't want to talk about it with me. I was like, raw. Like, do you not really think this? Is this part of your doctrine? Is this real? It hurt my heart so much. I said, no, let me actually research this,
and do
so I
something
can be
about it.
authentic.
Exactly.
Because I can't keep bigging up, people and bigging up a religion, that preaches and teaches this, and it's like intrinsic to its doctrine.
Right.
I can't keep doing that. I feel as though like I'm being fake.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't be holding up pedophilia. I can't say, yo, that's a good religion to go to.
No.
Like me, I like to be like equal and balanced. You know the ways they're like, Christianity is good family, Islam is good family.
Right.
Like, do your thing. There's certain negative people that interpret it a different way, but it's a good religion, So I done the research, I presented it, and now people are upset.
All right. So if
people are upset,
challenge him academically,
and people are upset, for actually clearing the prophet's name.
Man,
I'm saying the prophet wasn't a pedophile.
no, it's not. It's not.
But they're saying the prophet is a pedophile. Say nothing.
Wrap it up.